Chris the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Now, I'm not sure if this fight can be made or not, but just the fact that it was entertained and it was thrown out there. Dan Rafael, I seen the tweet that he sent to Eddie Hearn. He was pretty much, he told Hearn, hey, you and Klitschko need opponents. Why not fight each other November 26th? Okay. So Hearn said that he reached out to the Klitschko camp for that fight. All right. That was according to Eddie Hearn. Okay. I just dropped another video a few minutes ago that Klitschko's management said that they have a venue in Hamburg December 10th on hold for Fury Klitschko 2, the rematch. So they're going to try to go through the whole Fury thing again. But what I will say is I would like to fight November 26th. And some fans were saying that, hey, maybe the WBA or WBO or both of them or just the WBA can strip Tyson Fury. And then they could have a unification fight, a vacant WBA title, and then Joshua's IBF title, and they can fight Klitschko. I think it'd be a great fight, man. I really do. I think it'd be a really good fight. One thing about Eddie Hearn that I will commend him for is, although that, they don't mention Ortiz as much as fans want him to, as far as Joshua getting in there with Luis Ortiz. I understand Luis Ortiz isn't rated by the IBF. I totally understand that. But as boxing fans, though, we know that Luis Ortiz is a top 6, top 5 type of heavyweight in the world, regardless of sanctioning body. Okay, so, and I think the IBF could make an exception, or hell, just rate him. I'd seen Chris Ariola wasn't even in the WBC's top 15. And then right before the Wilder fight, voila, he was like rated number 7 or some shit, just out of nowhere. So it's not like it can't get made, Ortiz just has to pay his sanctioning fees or whatever. But, let's not act like that can't happen. I think the same thing happened with Berman Stavern. He wasn't in the IBF rankings until just recently. He just popped up in the rankings. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, so yes, we understand fans often say that Hearn, they don't talk about Ortiz as much, or they don't talk about the Wilder fight as much, being that Wilder, before he got injured in the Ariola fight, he said that he wanted to fight Joshua by the end of the year in a unification fight. I remember I did the video on it. And Hearn and he, he wasn't saying that they will never, ever fight Wilder, but he didn't really seem too keen on fighting Wilder at the end of the year. Now, with that said, though, just because, Wilder and Ortiz aren't really on the radar as far as end of the year type of fights, I do have to commend Hearn for still putting Joshua in there with some tough opponents, man. Because they were looking at Pulev, Stavern is still formidable, then they were talking about possibly just having Parker fight Joshua November 26th, and then now they're talking about Vladimir Klitschko. Yo, that's some stiff competition, man. Yes, I know it's not Ortiz and Wilder, but those aren't the only 2 good fighters in the division. The division has talent. These guys just have to fight each other now. So for Hearn to, say that they reached out to Klitschko, it lets me know that, AJ is going to get whoever he fights on November 26th, I think is going to be a formidable person. Whether it's Parker, whoever it is. I'll be shocked if it's somebody where we're scratching our head like, who? Why? What? I don't think it'd be somebody like that. But some people may say, hey, man, Hearn's just pulling wolf tickets. He's saying he wants to fight these guys, and they're not. But if he is putting wolf tickets out there, he's doing a good job of that, too. Because every time I hear them talking about fighting somebody, it's at least a good opponent. It might not be Wilder and Ortiz. I understand that, you guys. But I'm saying, though, Klitschko, that isn't anything to scoff at. And I know Klitschko's getting up there in age. This might be his last stance in the division as far as his next year or fight or 2, whatever he's going to do. I do think the division is changing. You know what I mean? So there's new talent. There's a new wave of up and coming talent that Klitschko hasn't fought yet. You know what I mean? Like that last wave of talent he fought in like 2012, 2000. There's a different wave now. You know what I mean? With Wilder and Ortiz and Joshua and Fury, and then you got the up-and-coming prospects, Huey Fury, Jarrell Miller. Now, there are some guys that are recycled, Hay and Pulev. Then you still got Jennings around, Povetkin. There's still guys out there, but there's it's a mixture now of up and coming guys who Klitschko hasn't fought yet, who Povetkin haven't fought yet. You know what I mean? So I will commend Eddie Hearn for that. Now, how realistic this fight is, I'm not sure, but you would think it should be realistic. And right now, I understand that they're gonna, that Vladimir and his team are willing and ready to take Fury to court, for this title shot. We have to wait on the ruling by the WBA and WBO as far as what they want to do, as far as dealing with Tyson Fury, as far as this December 10th date that Team Klitschko is putting on hold for a possible Fury fight then in Hamburg. But as far as this fight with Klitschko and Joshua, shit, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it because right now I just don't want to put my faith in Tyson Fury's return. I think he's good for the division. He's a big, awkward guy. He has a difficult style to fight against. He brings a lot to the division. But as far as depending on when he's going to come back or relying on him, as a fan right now, it's kind of up in the air, man. And Vladimir wants to be a champion again. I know he wants those specific belts back, the WBO, WBA. But at the same time, he did hold on to that IBF title. And that title got stripped from Fury because he wouldn't defend against Glasgow. And then they end up making Glasgow versus Martin. And then that's how Joshua beat him. The IBF is still one of Klitschko's belts that he held on to. We got to realize, man, it was only last November. You know what I mean? It's not even been a full year yet. It was only last November that Klitschko had the IBF, the WBO, and the WBA. So technically, those are still one of his titles that he had. It was the WBC that he didn't have. His brother had it. And then his brother retired, and then, Stavern and Areola fought 2 times. Then Stavern got the title, and he lost it to Wilder. So technically, Klitschko, the IBF title is still one of yours. You know what I mean? They had to strip Fury, and Fury hasn't even fought since then. Either has you, but you guys let me know what you think about that fight, man. Klitschko versus Joshua, November 26th. I don't know how realistic it is. But if it can get made, I'm all for it, man. Oh, please believe I'm tuning into that one. Let me know what you think. I'm out.